this video, I will show you how to create landscapes in Blender by using a free add-on. So the first thing you would always do when you're in your Blender file is that we're going to delete this default cube because we don't really need this. So just delete that. So once we have done that, we need to install your add-on. So go into Edit, Preferences, and then in the Add-ons tab, you need to have the landscape add-on enabled. So it's ant landscape. So a.n.t landscapes, like that. Now, if it doesn't show over here, it's probably going to be in your extensions tab if you're using the latest Blender 4.2. So now, once you have done that, you would save your preferences. And now, what we're going to do is that you're going to do Shift A, and then in the mesh primitives, you would add a landscape just like that. Now, as you can see, once you have added your landscape, you do not want to click out of it. Do not click out of it, because you see this preset button over here. When you open it up, you'll see that you get this properties panel. This is where you can change the landscape. So right now in your presets, you can change it to abstract. You can see we have abstract landscape, as you can see, and then you can change it to other things like canyons. You can see that we have canyons now, as you can see, and there's lots of them. So you also have like planet, like this planet. This is my favorite one, I can't lie. And we have volcanoes as well. We have this volcano landscape, and there's lots more. Now over here, if you go to edit mode of this, you can see we have lots of subdivisions. Now, as you can see, I clicked out of it. Now, this is what you should not do. When you're over here and you want to change settings, first you change the settings and then you go into edit mode. Because now if I tap out of edit mode, you can see that I don't get those settings anymore. So I'm going to delete that, Shift A, and going to add a landscape, just like that. Now, why I did this is because the subdivisions matter. Now, the amount of cubes, the squares you have, the chords you have in your mesh, when you are in your edit mode, depends on the subdivision. The less subdivisions, the less you have. As you can see, the less subdivisions you have, the more simpler, the more, as you can see now, if you look here, there's less vertices, okay, as you can see. So I would just keep it to the default 128. I think that should work. So I'll just change that to 128. And make sure they always saves. Your Blender presets always save. Now the next is the mesh size on the X and on the Y, as you can see. So you can increase the size like that. I'll just keep it to 1. This looks cool for a volcano. Now the noise type, you can change it to lots of them. There's lots of. Now you can experiment with them, because if I go through every single one of them, this would just take so long. So as you can see, multi-frac tool, just like that, and then you can see if you change it to, let's say, noise rocks, you can see what type of vibes they give you. So once you have done that, the random C's tell you what the randomness. As you can see, we have this random type, and then you can see the changes it can give you. Now over here, the noise, you can see that how much noise. I wouldn't change the noise because it doesn't really affect you. It just makes your computer go a bit slow. But do not, as you can see, this gives a cool effect. But I'll just keep it to about 1, like that. So now over here we have the effects, dots. We have dots, blocks, cosine, gradient. That looks like a cool mountain. Bumps. I think wavy should look good. I'll keep it to cracks. I think I like cracks. I like the cracks. Now you can mix some. You can mix effects as well, or subtract or add. Over here you can make it hard or soft. I'll keep it soft, and the depth you can change as well. Now the depth is like the resolution. Now the higher the depth, the more computer power it take, and the more slow Blender will take. So I'll just keep it to the default value. Otherwise, if I change it to 10, then you might get like Blender is not responding, something like that. and the screen might freeze or something like that. I'll just keep it to 8. Now distortion, you probably already know how distorted your thing is. Now it can give you some very cool effects. This, as you can see, it started with the volcano, and look at how it changed with all those settings. You can get lots of things from this. And this is why this is a very cool add-on. Now the intensity can change how big, small it is. Keep it like that. The frequency, the depth, the amp there. And over here you can see the edge level, how up or down the edges, so they're basically the floor. I'll keep it at 0. And then we have the fall off for X and the Y. This is the fall off, I mean like how smooth it goes up. So this is like, so if you see over here, the fall off, you can see. That's for the X, so that should be good. And that is probably it. Now, if you want to add, let's go over here into the presets, and you can name it so you can see what it is over here in the outliner. So if we go to a large terrain, you can see that if we go into the edit mode, we will have some lakes in this. And now, as you can see, in the edit mode, you can't really see the settings, and that is what the disadvantage of this is. So if we accidentally tab out and you made so many changes, you have to do all of those changing again, because that is the only downside of this add-on. But otherwise, this add-on is spectacular for saving time, creating your landscape, and that is very good. And I hope you like this video.